we have an update. Another one to the saga of my 15-year-old idiot kid got his girlfriend pregnant on purpose. This update is posted September 6th, 2025, nearly 2 months later. We have a baby. Final update. Baby K was born September 1st, 2025, 8 pounds, 4 ounces. She was induced for being post-due date. Ollie visited a few hours after the birth with me. Her mother and sister were there when we asked to visit, but were gone when we got there. The whiteboard on the wall that had all the birth details also stated her EDD 826. Ollie didn't say much. He's very receptive to the fact that the baby is most likely not his and still in therapy, but I think he loves Bree, and I'm not sure how to navigate that. Ollie went down to the cafe to get her something for her to eat, as her mother had apparently forgotten to bring food. Big W, Mom. Since it was just us, I took my chance. I asked her about the EDD on the board nicely. That's estimated delivery date, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I got one right. I told her no one is upset with her. I too am wary about the possibility that the home situation is unsafe and she may be trying to escape. I told her that Ollie knows already. He has for months. He's not angry. He's worried, and he, even knowing she lied, wanted to come here and be with her and the baby. I told her what I know to be truth as his mother. There was nothing Bree could do that would keep him angry enough to cut her off. She broke. I think it was the fact that she was so tired and had just had a baby, the hormones and probably mental load that would come with her lies. I feel a little bad, but I'm glad I asked. Bree admitted to me she knows it's not possible, and she was very, very sorry. She wanted to move back to our city. She didn't want to live with her mother and stepfather anymore. In fact, she never wanted to leave. Her dad had said no, she couldn't live with him. The pregnancy was never planned originally, but she came up with the idea herself when she found out they were coming back for the holidays. I asked who the baby's father was, and she never got to give me an answer, but I think it's the boy from her town. I had asked that directly, and she shrugged, but no confirmation as Ollie came back and she shut down again. I told Ollie that Bree had made a mistake and she was sorry, and Ollie said he knew, and it was okay, that the baby was cute regardless, which I laughed at the ridiculousness that is my life. What a childish thing to say. I didn't ask her about the mother knowing or anything. I was cautious not to set her usual defensiveness off. We left not long after, and Ollie and Bree are still talking via text. Ollie right now has asked me not to ask for the DNA test, as Bree is struggling with her own mental health, like most of us do with that hormone shift. That's all I have to update on. Relevant and top comments here. Commenter 1, in your last post you mentioned you'd still do a DNA test for clarity of mind. Is that still in the plans after her confession? And I assume you managed to get last-minute plane tickets to get there a few hours after the birth, or you took a super long drive. Being a parent is never an easy job, not even when they're grown up. You're doing good supporting and protecting your son. Take care. OP responds, we knew her induction date and flew out 2 days prior. I'm not sure on the DNA stuff right now. Ollie wants to leave it as long as she tells everyone it wasn't his baby. For now, I'm just letting things be. I think she is really struggling. Another commenter, is there any chance that the child could be the stepdad's? Ew. OP responds, a lot of people say this, and no, we don't believe that to be the case. There's a lot of evidence that the baby is the other ex-boyfriend's. I don't think so. I was told he can't have more children. He had the snip. But I do believe she is trying to escape the house and return to her father because someone in the house may be a risk. I'm not commenting on that, though. I've tried avoiding commenting on that at all. But I think too many people believe it could be something like that, and I do not believe the stepfather is a danger. My concern has been raised with others. Well, there's only one other there, right? Her mom?
I think some mom being probably emotionally abusive and toxic would be my guess. But that's obviously me speculating.
That's
but
not surprising.
She gives that vibe.
Okay.
Sure.
So where we're at right now is Ollie knows and mom knows that it's not his baby.
Right.
But Ollie doesn't seem like he's willing to step in and be dad, but he's
in love with Bree.
He's still in love with Bree, and he wants to continue talking with her.
Man, that's a hard thing to navigate as a parent. And these are babies themselves. These are children. Like 15-year-olds that's so young.
Are they 16 now, or are they still 15?
It doesn't specify, but
at 15 you have no clue what you're getting into.
That's so young.
Like the commitment that you would make, while it's admirable, and while, this kid needs somebody to step up, I think you just have to understand, Ollie, that you are committing for life to being a parent. if you make that decision. You know what I mean? It's not something that you can just test out. It's not something that you can just do. Like, you're going to form a bond with this child. This child's going to form a bond with you, and it's going to be your life.
They don't live in the same state anymore, though.
She wants to move back.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean,
But
I don't
Dad
know
has
how
said
that would be
no.
possible without Ollie being like, yeah, I'll be dad. And without OP being like, yeah, we'll be grandma and papa.
As a parent, like, I would still want to do the DNA test. Like, I would need to know, like, definitive proof that my son is not the father.
I get it.
Like, I would want that. And I understand what she's saying. That can wait, and it can be done at a later date. Because a 15-year-old giving birth and a 15-year-old going through postpartum 16-year-old, like that has got to be a heavy, heavy experience. That has got to be a hard experience. So I understand navigating that very carefully. And I'm glad that mom sees that as well. Ollie's mom. But,
Yeah, agreed.
But I think at some point, it needs to be, like, done.
How much of that do you feel like as a mother is because he's 15?
What do you mean?
Well, I think there's an element to this where the situation, while it is obviously different than like your adult child dating someone with kids and accepting those kids as part of your family, whenever it gets serious enough for that to happen. But there's also a common thread in that too. You know what I mean? Where regardless of if this child is biologically his or not, it sounds like OP is willing to accept it in the same way that you know, like our families have been accepting of our blended families. Yeah. But I would still want to know as well. More so because it's a 15-year-old kid who is either going to be legally saddled with this responsibility or not, whether they choose that path or not. Like, is it biologically linked? Is it legally linked? Like, I would want to know that.
I think mine is more like the lies that Bree has told. Obviously, like, because of the circumstances that she has found herself in, this web of lies that she has told, where they just, like, nothing makes sense. There is no truth. There is no, this is the path forward. And I think with that DNA test, it at least gives you a path to forward momentum to navigate the situation a little better.
Well, at least
that would be my take on it.
And everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.